Hey everybody, my name is C and I'm the owner of CLM Custom Designs on Etsy as well as YouTube. And my channel is all things crafting. So if you've been here before, welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. Come on in and take a seat and let's get ready to learn something. I thought today I would try, I had an order and I thought for this particular order I suggested, they wanted a name on the cup, but they wanted something else with the name so it wouldn't look so plain. And so I thought, why don't we try that trend where you incorporate the name in the flower. So that's what I'm doing today. It's my first time. So I thought I'd bring you guys along for the ride. So if you want to see how I customize these cups with names and a flower, stick around. Let's jump into the intro. Okay, as you can see, I've already done a few because I have a lot of names to do. So I got started, but I'm going to take you through and show you what all of this mess, how all of this mess turns into a name. Okay, so we are going to, first of all, I'm going to hide all of this so you cannot see it. I'll group it all together. And then I'm just going to hide it so it's out of the way. And I'm just going to move these back out of the way. Okay, I'm in Cricut Design Space. First of all, I clicked on a new project to get my blank screen. I'm going to come over here where it says images, and then here I am going to type, I put in a flower with a long stem, and I hit enter. Okay, and then it brings up all these flowers. So you can choose whether you want a single flower, whether you want a bouquet of flowers, or just exactly what you want to do for your design. But anyway, I will show you what I chose in Design Space. Okay, I chose this right here, which is called Wildflower. That was my choice. So I'm just going to click on it, and you see it turns green and it pops down here at the bottom. And now I'm going to say add to my canvas. And once you do that, it pops right on the canvas. And there it is, right? So clearly, in order to get the name inside, we need to split the flower in half. So you need to come over here to where it says shape. Click on shapes. I just chose this one. Doesn't really matter what shape you choose, right? And then you decide where you want to split your flower. I chose right about here, so I just dragged my shape to make it a little bit bigger, just like that, to cover the portion that I wanted to cut in half, right? And then you highlight the whole thing. You come down here where it says slice and you hit that button. And then this is what happens. See that? It is now sliced. You can move away the shape and a piece from the shape, and you could also do that. So we don't no longer need this. We can just delete it. Boom. And then you have these two pieces, right? So the next thing you need to do is get your name. So I click on text. Now for the text that I am using, it's called Mona Lena Girl. I downloaded it from Creative Fabrica, but you will need some type of cursive font to make it work, right? So then you just type your name, which my next name is going to be Adrian, right? I want to just make it black, right? And then it needs to rotate 90 degrees. So, so I turned it black up here. I actually clicked on that, clicked on this square, and you can make it whatever color. I just made it black. Okay. Now I need to rotate it 90 degrees. And so to make sure that I get it straight, instead of turning it myself, which you can do with this particular tool. It allows you to turn it, which I'll show you here because I don't want to ruin my name. But whenever you have that little U shape, it allows you to turn it, right? But to make sure that this is actually straight, I'm going to go up here where it says to rotate, and I am just going to type in 90. Right? And then it turns it 90 degrees perfectly, right? So then what you do is you bring your, make this name a little bit bigger. So you bring your name over to where the flower is, and you figure out exactly, I need to rotate the flower a little bit, because this flower, if you notice, is kind of turned. It's not straight up and down. It's a little off to the side. So I want it to sit right there where that A is, right? And then I need to bring this over here to where the end of the word is. But again, it's crooked, right? So for this one, I'm going to just straighten it up. Oops. Just straighten it up and bring it over there, right? Just kind of like that. Oops. All right. So now what you need to do, because they're 3 separate pieces and you need to make them one. So you want to now when you're doing this, you see how much of this, how much of the stem is here. The bottom you don't have to worry about because you can always cut off if it's too much, but you need to make sure here that that's how much stem you want at the top. And that looked a little long to me. So what you could do is go back, grab another shape, bring it over, and you could clip that down some more. Again, sorry if I'm out of frame, highlight it, hit slice, bring this, delete the rest. Now you can bring this back over and make sure it's where you want it to be, right? Okay, so that looks better to me. I like that distance. And again, I'm probably going to trim the bottom, so that's fine. I'm going to highlight this whole thing now. Come back over here, click on combined, and then weld. And now, this is one piece that you can move at your leisure, right? So you just need to make sure, because as I make this bigger, you can see that this line is a little bit thinner. So what you can do is just make sure that your word, whatever it is, or your name, just make sure it's as thick as you want it to be, right? So up here, if you're, sometimes whatever font you choose, it might have regular, bold. So if it's bold, you might want to make it a little bolder, or you could literally here, like just take the name and make it thicker, yeah, by making it bigger. So you can figure that piece out for yourself. I just kind of wanted to show you how to do that. I am going to finish making all these names. I'm printing this out in vinyl. So after I do all the names, I'll be back to show you how we're going to print these out. Or I say print them out. We're actually cutting them in vinyl. I'll be back. Okay, I have all my words or names typed. The next thing I need to do is measure my cups. These cups were just ordered from Amazon. I think they came in a pack of 30, maybe 31, something like that. They have lids and straws that go with them as well. I'm just going to measure. It's about 6 1/4 inches, but of course I don't want to take it from the very top. So I am thinking that 5 inches is the way that I'm going to go. So the next thing I need to do then is to show you size my names so that they match. So they are 5 inches long, since that is my measurement. Now, there were some names that I just did not like personally with the flower on the end. So connected wise. So I just made a little flower to put actually on the end of those. So for now, I'm just gonna move these out of the way. I'm going to find all my names, which are here. I am going to, create a box around all of them. Okay. Draw a box around all the names. And I want them to be 5 inches in height. And then it automatically made them 11 inches wide, which, let me see how wide I want to make them. Probably 2.5 inches is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to get all these measurements correctly, and then I'm going to send them over to print, and I'll be back. Now I want you to notice when I hit print or cut, they all come this direction, right? But to maximize the space on my vinyl, I am flip-flopping my names so that I can get more on the page. I'm all about saving, so you already know. So as you can see, I'm just flipping them around so that I can get them closer, and it will allow me to get more on the page. Make sure that, of course, they're not touching, because you don't want to do that. Then I'll go to my page 2, and I will see how they're all lined up here. So I'm going to move some to my page 1. Click on the 3 dots, hit Move Object, page 1, confirm, and then it'll bring it over here to the first page, and I can size it up. And I'll do that until I get as many as I need to fill up my page 1. We do not have to mirror it. I'm going to hook up my Cricut, load my mat, and I'll be back after it all cuts out. Okay, my first cuts are off, and I am just going to weed them carefully. Looks like I should have done. I'll to carefully weed them so I do not tear anything. Okay, I have weeded all my names. They're all over here. You need to alcohol the cup, so I'm just going to do a spritz of alcohol. Take a microfiber towel, clean it. This is so the vinyl can have a nice clear surface to adhere to, which will help it to stick longer. I'm using my cup holder that I've had forever. Get my Cricut transfer tape. I'm going to lay it over the name like so. Take my squeegee, front side, back side, good rub. And then I'm going to slowly peel my tape away. And the name is here. And then I am just going to position it on the cup where I like it best. Now with this particular font, you really it's kind of straight, but not, because the writing is kind of wonky. So I like that because I don't have to worry about getting it like super straight, because it's wonky writing. So I'm going to put it there. I'm going to press with my hands. The heat of my hands is going to help. I mean, you could use a squeegee if you wanted to. Whatever works for you. Make sure it's good and down, and then you're going to peel slowly. If it lifts up, push it back down. Slowly peel. And there you go. Then I'll give it another good press with my hand. And when I'm all finished with all of them, I will hit them with the heat gun to just make sure that the glue on the back has been activated. But there you go. I'm going to finish all of these, and then I will show you the complete set. Now this is the one without, with just a separate flower, because remember I said there were names that I didn't think looked right trying to connect the flower. So this is one of them. So what I did is I just did the name and the cursive writing that I'm going to add to the cup, like so. Then you can use your hand or the squeegee. And press that down good enough. There you go. And then I just printed out a separate flower that I'm going to just attach to the front of the name. It's right at the top here, or somewhere along there you can put it. Anywhere. I could even put it up there or so. I'm going to put it here so that it's not super close to the lid. But there you go, right? So you got the one that was made into the flower, and then you got the other one that just has the flower near it. Now I'm just simply going to take my heat gun, because sometimes there are bubbles or puckers or something else. So you just take the heat gun and just run it across there. Make sure you keep it moving though, because you don't want to melt the cup. These are plastic, nor do you want to like super duper melt the vinyl. So then you just give it another firm press. Make sure that there's no bubbles or anything. These, of course, came with straws and lids. So I'm just gonna pop those on. A little tricky though. I will say I've been struggling with them. A little bit tricky. Some are easier than others. Ugh, okay. And then there is what they look like. So I'm gonna tilt you up and we can wrap this video up. Thanks so much for hanging out with me while I made these cups, these trending name flowers is what I'll call them. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share my videos with anyone else you think would enjoy the content that I make. So until we see each other again, be safe. Bye-bye.